Hey loves, it's Love here with Cypher Honestly and doing another video, and I decided to share this really what's the proper term, beautiful sharing and expression that some people did. I don't even know who created. Of course, first and foremost, the space is eclectic. But as you see, they co-created this wonderful, beautiful labyrinth. So I figured I'd record here and share this beautiful space with y'all. So just vibing into my last vids and something that I just kind of continuing to play with the energy, experiment with it, investigate it, and vibe into a wonderful question in regards to going in and feeling, and whether you use memories from previous experiences or future possibilities or present experiences. The point of just going in and really feeling the feelings that we want to feel. And one of the things that, of course, in particular, I have said on many occasions that one of the reasons that I play with these energies and investigate these energies for my own purpose, also for the point of being able to share an opportunity for people who are in experiences that are intense and slow vibration, and how they could potentially I always, constantly, I won't say constantly, but my thought process always, my thought process sometimes will go to children who live in dumpsters or in trash dump areas, and for people who are in jail, in solitary confinement, particularly for long term. It's like, well, how could someone who's having such an intense experience actually raise their vibration and start changing, raising the vibration that's co-creating that experience? So that's where the concept of going in and remembering, say for example, a situation like that, safety would particularly be a feeling that would be helpful for them, going back and remembering when they felt safe. Because if they want to feel safe, it means that they have felt safe before and are just not necessarily focused on that. So going in will help them feel that, and that will start bringing more safety into their life. So one of the things I vibed into was, how does that actually rewire the brain if we just have a feeling of safety that's real quick, short? It's just like I had said, it's funny because I saw this beautiful poetic message on the Beltline where it said our ancestors had to run, or our ancestors had to run, our generation is out of breath. And it just such a beautiful poetic statement, so powerful. It of course brings up, because I've been talking about how and vibing how magic, happiness, safety, all these fast vibrational feelings that we all want is inherent in life, as inherent as breathing, when we choose it to be that way. And so I was like, okay, well, if it's inherent in life, and it's inherent as breathing, our subconscious, our memories, look at these small, short feelings, such as, we'll say, if you go in and have a memory or feel a memory of safety, it looks at it like a breath. It's fleeting. And it's like, well, that's great and I love it, just particularly in the sense of being open and source, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily inspire the brain to rewire. Because the brain is like, you gotta give me a reason. If it's fleeting, I'd be rewiring all the time. For everything that comes in and out, every breath, I'd be rewiring. It's like, no, you got to give me more of a reason. Show me a reason that I need to rewire. So kind of vibing into the concept of making these feelings more relevant to our experience, so that our inner child, our memory, our brain will be willing to rewire based off that, and which will then be provide the opportunity to co-create. So I'm at the end of the labyrinth. So vibed into one thing. Relevance is a choice. It's an option. It's something that I've been playing with recently, is just knowing that these feelings are relevant to me. I feel like is a good place to start, but I'm definitely going to vibe more into that. I know I've been reading this book. It's, hi, bee. Do you want to be on camera? There's a bee who's flying around me. I've been playing with that, just first and foremost knowing that every time we have the experience, it just co-creates more, and it's important. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna let me get him on camera. I'm guessing he's agreeing with me. Anyway, so that relevance, like I said, first and foremost, is a choice, and knowing that every time I have an experience is helping to co-create the neurosynaptical connections and co-create the things more in my life. It's like, I guess in a sense, choosing what is important to me, choosing what is relevant, whether it's, other experiences and thoughts or whatever is going on in the physical world, or is it these feelings. And that's, I think, the first and foremost place that I'm starting. And I know relevance also can be based off of neurobiology, co-created based off intensity, based off novelty, based off of complexity. I don't know if I said intensity. So those things also will, if you go into a memory and feel it, and then you add, sensory experiences along with that. If you find something new, that's one thing, for sure. Every time I've had like an aha moment, particularly when I was processing, it was always the combination of finding something new and something and relevant about the memory, the previous experience. So I would definitely invite anyone who vibes this to like play with it, check into it. Which goes back to, I was vibing about a magic experience that I had shared before, which is a perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. When I most recently almost won the lotto. I think it was the most recent time. I think I said in the past that I've almost won the lotto like at least 5 times. The most recent one was really fun in that I had just walking in a great energy, saw a number on a mailbox and just paid particular, like it caught my attention because the thought popped in my mind that the meaning of the number equaled the sum total of the meaning of the energies that make it. So for example, 4, the meaning being stability, overall, is equal to 1 plus 3. 1 new beginning, 3 creations. So you think that maybe that doesn't add up, but the truth, reality, for something to be stable, it has to constantly be experiencing new creation. So for example, if you find a dog and you want to make him your pet, you start feeding him. So it's new beginnings with this dog, and you constantly feed him until he trusts you. And it's like that with everything, this leads into my next vibe, actually, which is the reason I'm sharing this. It's the co-creation of new beginnings that keeps something present, keeps something stable. The one constant in life is change and growth. So for something to be stable, it has to be experiencing growth. So those energies equaled up, and when I vibed into that, I created novelty and relevance for those numbers. That night, that number fell on. It was a cash 3 number. It fell. Of course, I didn't play it. But the concept of realizing that, oh my gosh, because I created or I experienced novelty and relevance with this number, made this number really powerful. So, and of course, an example would be with anything that you have an experience where it becomes not novel and therefore relevant. You'd be able to co-create more of that in your life because your system would pay attention to that. It would anchor, it would wire into your brain. So, the magic that another magic that I want to share in regards to this is food. And it's funny because, so this kind of ties in a really fun way. That one of the things that I also have vibed over the last week was this concept of that we could co-create a process of enlightenment through what we would say in the hood, having all cylinders line up in our lives, or hitting on all cylinders. Have our lives hitting on all cylinders is how we would say it back in the day. And I've had a really fun, actually just had this really fun experience with this twice. One recently, one back in the past, when it comes to food. So recently I made this panini, and I knew it was going to be amazing because I have made a similar one before. And it was, I mean, it was just, I was just eating, and it was just, I was in absolute ecstasy eating this panini. And I remember, and it was like, because the panini, reason it was, and I already knew it just based off of the Ayurvedic science of satiating all taste buds in one meal will make the meal extremely satisfying. Extremely. And I don't know if y'all have noticed that if I have a meal that is really protein rich, my system will crave sugar, or crave salt or whatever if there's not enough of something in it. So I made this panini, knowing that, and put it all. I don't think I did all. I think I might have been missing one, because even though it was exquisite, it wasn't as exquisite as I know it can be, because back years ago I made a similar panini for my partner, and that time I made sure all of the 7 taste buds were satiated, and he got rock hard. I mean, like rock hard, like probably harder than I'd seen him, maybe even when in preparation for us to be intimate. And it was just like amazing to see that he felt that way about a sandwich. But I knew that that was what was going to happen, because I knew the sandwich was hitting on all cylinders, and so it was going to be satisfying. So that to say, now of course the fun will be to apply this wisdom and this knowledge into our lives and have our lives hitting on all cylinders. So it could be satiating, and I have a feeling like, what's our everything is satiated. The inner child will peace out, relax, and open up to all of the inherent magic, happiness, wonder. Will be really, the energy will be flowing through us, will be truly deeply empowered. So yeah, so that's my magic for the day. I'm off to go just explore and have fun. So love y'all. Thank y'all for being y'all. Thank y'all for enjoying this video. Continue to be you, and continue to be an exquisite day. Bliss.